In this video, let's look into some of the concepts within AI. Now, agent skills. Agent skills are portable, open standard package of instructions, resources, and scripts that basically provides AI agents domain specific expertise. Now, basically, you can assume that it's a folder containing a file which is named as skill.md. It's a markdown file. So what happens with this approach is the agent load skills on demand to execute complex multi-step workflows. So it's sometimes called as a progressive disclosure. Not all the information are loaded at the start, but as and when the correct match is found, that particular information gets loaded into the system. It basically helps save context of the window space. Skill can be reused across different conversational agents and platforms like GitHub Copilot, Claude, and other AI based systems. Now, what is the purpose of having the skill.markdown file? Is basically it helps in standardizing and enforcing strict organizational policies. Now, it's a standard, so you can build an agent using any technologies like maybe Google or Meta or Microsoft or Anthropic, and then they will have a standard pattern in terms of skills. Now, you can have more than one skill file organized in a project hierarchy, provided you arrange the skill.md file in a specific sequence. So if you have a big project, you can have multiple folders within a project specifying the modules within the project, and then each module can have its own skills markdown file. Now, if you want to explore more about agent skills, navigate to agentskills.io. Now, let me bring the presentation back. So just to show you what does the skill.md file contains. Now the skill.md file basically contains few metadata like the name, description, optional scripts, and it has a list for templates and resources. So basically, it provides a narrow and a deep context for how to do something. So name basically indicates like what does this particular file is all about in a short format, but in the description you will provide some more details around what does the skill perform, and any associated listing links to templates and resources. Now, how does the agent skills work? So basically, as I mentioned to you earlier, agents load skills through progressive disclosure. Not everything will be loaded in the start. In the discovery stage, agent loads only the name and the description. Remember, in the metadata which we just saw over here, it has name and description, so only the name and description. So description basically provides information about what is the purpose of that specific skill and how it should be used. So in a short text, you will be able to provide those information. Now, activation. When a task matches the skill description, at that point of time, that particular skill will get activated. Till that time, that skill will not be loaded in the memory. Execution, then the agent follows the instructions of that specific skill, and then your task gets executed on basis of the text written in the description file. So how agent skills work: three steps: discovery, activation, execution. Discovery, at the start only name and description gets loaded. Activation is when the skill matches the description, and when the agent follows instructions, that's the execution piece of work. Skill.md format. Now, this is a screenshot I've taken from agentskills.io. So, if you want to know some more details about what are the metadata within that particular file, so name and description, yes, definitely that is required in that file. But name and description also has some sort of a constraints kept. Name is max 64 characters, description is 1024 characters. And then you need to be very careful with the naming convention, like lowercase letters, numbers, and hyphens only. So must not start or end with a hyphen. So they have given some instruction on how should you name your skill content. Now, max 1024 characters, non-empty, describes what the skill does and when to use it. So that's a part of description. So no more than 1024 characters in the description field. Alternatively, you can type in license, compatibility, metadata, and the allowed tools. Now, license, so the license name for the reference to the bundled license file. Compatibility, again, this is also limited to 500 characters. Basically, this indicates the environment details like the intended product this particular skill is going to use, system packages, and anything related to network access. Metadata, basically, again, is a key value pair mapping for some additional information. Allowed tools, so this is the most important thing basically. So allowed tools is space separated string of pre-approved tools the skill may use. So again, this is like in an experimental mode, but then this will be used uh, predominantly at most places where you want to have like the pre-approved tools to be loaded. Now, this is how the sample file looks like. Again, this is from a Microsoft website. So, name, description. Now, as you see over here, name is all lowercase and it can include hyphen but not at the start. Some description, like description over here is file and validate employee expense report according to something. And then you specify the license, compatibility, so that requires Python 3 or any other tech, metadata, this is how it is kept, like this is like a key value pair under metadata. So this is not like a simple text, it is like author someone, version someone, and you can put 3 dash as a comment. Now, agent skills versus custom instruction. Now, what is the difference between what we are already using within while building an agent? So while building an agent, so this is an example from VS Code. Now, we already had custom instruction. So what is the purpose of custom instruction is basically it provides coding standards and guidelines. Agent skills basically teach specialized capabilities and workflows. Portability, VS Code, and GitHub only. Like I'm specifically talking about agent skills versus custom instruction in VS Code. Now, portability, if for an agent skills, it across works across VS Code, Copilot CLI, and Copilot Cloud Agent, and many more. From a content perspective, custom instruction will only contain instructions. In the agent skills, it can contain instructions, scripts, examples, and resources. Scope, it is always applied via a global pattern. Scope, task specific, it is loaded on demand. So this is just like a high level comparison. Now let's go into the website and see if we can get in more information. So if you navigate to agentskills.io, here you will be able to find more information about how does the folder structure looks like. So if you see over here, skill.md is at the top for your agent. And then we have scripts folder, references folder, assets folder. So if you are building an agent and if you want to store all this information, you can create this folder structure. Now, again, this is like a very simple folder structure, which I have mentioned over here. But then if you have a complex agent which has multiple agents involved in it, or maybe if it's like an agent which does multiple things, then you can provide a hierarchy based on the skill set. And as I mentioned over here, this what is the purpose of agent skills is basically as all the organization have started building an agent with different technologies. Now we need to have some sort of a standard way of communicating the information to the agents across the platform. So this will help you build the repeatable workflows. It will help cross product reuse. Agent skills work, we have already seen how it is activated, like discovery, activation, and execution. And where can I use agent skills? So as you see over here, these are like the top companies which provides the support for agent skills. And technically, this includes almost everything. If you want to know more about, you can navigate to GitHub and then look into the components within agent skills. Now, under client showcase agent skills, now there are various organizations like Firebender, M Dash, Code, Factory, Gemini, CLI, Superconductor. So all this organization has provided some sort of a setup instruction or a source code information. Now we will look specifically into the VS Code part. We have got VS Code, we have got GitHub Copilot, Claude, etc. But if we navigate to the setup instructions and source code, now this is the setup instructions. So here, use agent skills in VS Code. And here, this is a GitHub site. So if you want to know how to configure within a GitHub site, configure the VS Code component, you can explore the GitHub site. And how to use agent skills in VS Code. So Nice bit of documentation provided. The comparison document, I have taken a screenshot from this website. So basically, it will show you the difference between the agent skills and the custom instruction, and when to use agent skills and when to use custom instruction. So if you see over here, use custom instruction when you want to define project specific standards, setting the language of framework, specify code review or commit message, apply rules based on file types using the clock pattern. Now, use agent skills when you want to create something reusable, something that works across different ecosystem or platform, include scripts, resources, source code examples alongside the instructions, and share this information with a wider community, AI community. Or if you want to define a specialized workflows like testing, debugging, or deployment process. Now, in VS Code, that is a different way to create different skills. So you can create a skills just by type slash skills in the chat input to quickly open the configure skills menu. Skills are basically stored in skill.md file, not necessarily, but then still, if it is advisable to follow that standard, as I mentioned to you earlier, and then depending on project you can have the skills defined in multiple folders as well. So this is like a simple example. Like if you see in VS Code, this is a VS Code example. So generate skill, you can go to new skill workspace or new skill from a user perspective, and then this is a simple file which comes up name and description. Rest all fields are non-mandatory. However, you can explore like what all other things you can put, like the metadata. So those kind of things can be put in the skills file. You can also generate a skill with an AI. So if you don't want to start from scratch, you can automatically generate. And again, skill.md file format, as I mentioned to you, name and description is mandatory, but then there are other information which you can put. Like here in this example, we have argument hint. So basically, the hint text shown in the chat input field when the skill is invoked as a slash command. User invocable controls whether the skill appears as a slash command in the chat menu. So like that, there are so many other parameters which you can put as a part of skill.md file format. Now this is at a part of header level. So this is an example over here. So we have got name, we have got description, and we have got context as well. So nice bit of documentation provided by Microsoft. Now, not only by Microsoft, but then if you go into agent skills, you can see other documents. Like if you go into Claude, you can navigate to Claude setup instructions. So Claude has also provided some more information about agent skills. So you can see various samples. Like here in Claude, you can see the samples listed, the folder structure listed, and then how the agent skills get used or processed from a Claude perspective. So it's a good read. But that's it, folks. I just wanted to give you a brief about the skills.md file. Uh, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.